Hi, I'm Christian, and in this PCAnswers tutorial I'm going to show you how to set up a Wi-Fi connection, secure it, and find the best possible signal in your home. A typical router looks something like this. Front panel lights on your router are used to indicate the status of your router and what connection activity is actually taking place. In this example, this Netgear router here, this is the power light. This will be the test light, which will flash when you first start it. This will be for internet connectivity, and this one, the wireless signal, will actually show that your wireless is actually engaged in actually emitting a signal. These four ports here are the LAN ports, which are used to connect wired to any PCs that you have. On the back of the router, you'll see the four LAN ports which can connect to the PCs that you have. You have one of four choices, and it actually doesn't matter which one you use, say if you're just using one machine. And this will be the telephone link to your microfilter, which will go straight into your wall socket. To get your wireless router up and running, you'll actually have to connect it to your PC by a wired connection first. And this is the LAN ports that we just spoke about, using an Ethernet cable. You'll have to do this for initial setup, which is used to connect to the internet for the first time. And you usually do this by going to your admin panel, which you usually access by entering an IP address into the browser address bar. On the back of your router, typically you'll see the username and password required to do this. Commonly, username is often admin and password is simply password, but it does vary between manufacturer. For the best wireless speeds, you should always try and connect your router to the master socket in the home. This ensures that the broadband signal doesn't have to travel any further than it needs to be, which is often the case if you have an extension wire leading to another room in the house. So always try and connect to your master socket, which is usually found in your lounge or hallway, and it's where your BT line enters your home. If you intend to get access to your wireless router in a room above where your router is actually going to be, try bending your aerial slightly to a more horizontal position. This will help the vertical signal actually be clearer. Also, try placing it somewhere high in the room, such as on top of a shelf. Before you set up your wireless router, you'll have to install your microfilters first. Typically, you need to install 2 or 3 of these, depending on how many phones or fax machines you have. This is a typical microfilter, so let's just put that one into your phone socket. Then plug your telephone cable from your router straight into the modem socket. There are 2 different sizes, so you can't really get it wrong, but on most microfilters it will tell you either modem or phone. And lastly, connect any phones that you wish straight into the microfilter as well. Once you've set up the microfilters in your home, and remember you'll need one for each phone socket that you have in your house, you can actually start plugging the router in. You have a few cables to plug in, so first of all the power cable, which is a normal AC supply, and a telephone cable which will go straight into your microfilter, and this will be the one usually in your master socket as we explained. That one goes in there. And the last is the Ethernet cable, which will go straight into the back of your PC, which is the one you'll be using to set up the Wi-Fi network. There are 4 available, and usually it doesn't matter which one you use. When you finish plugging your cables in, plug the power into your wall socket, then watch the router's lights come on. Here you'll see the power light, and the tick is actually the test sequence that the router will go through. Now search for the wireless signal, which should come on in a moment, and then we'll get the uplink to the internet. There we go. The wireless is on for the router, so it's actually emitting a wireless signal, and as soon as we get the internet on, we've actually got a wireless internet signal working. There we go. With our router connected by a wired connection, we can now make this wireless by going into the router's admin panel. You do this through your browser. You can use IE or Firefox. We're going to use Firefox. And in the address bar, you simply type the IP of your router. This is usually the same format. It's 192.168.0.1 or 0.1.1. They do vary between manufacturer, but they're usually along similar lines. Authentication will be required, and for the username for this router is admin, and the password is simply password. Not very imaginative, I know, but most of them do seem to take this format. Often it's admin for both. Password is password or is empty. So this is one of the things you'll need to change in a moment. Press OK, and this will take you straight into the admin panel. This is a Netgear one, but they will have a similar format. Usually on the left-hand side is the information. And although not many people use the admin panel to look at your router status, it's actually quite a good tester. If you look on this router status panel here, you can actually see your downstream connections under the ADSL settings. Some more information there, and wireless settings. And this is what we're concerned with now. What we're going to do on this panel is first of all change the SSID, which stands for Service Set Identifier. This is simply the name of your network, which is broadcast. So if someone's using a laptop near you, and they can pick up your signal, this is the name of the network that they'll find. The one here is called Sky. We don't want that. We want to rename it. By default, the SSID is often the name of the manufacturer, so either just Netgear, Belkin, Linksys, etc. So you'll want to get rid of that. We're going to name ours PCAnswers. We're going to broadcast as G only. That's the standard for us. And under wireless access point, we're going to keep that enabled, so everyone can use it with their laptop if we give them the password. And we will broadcast it. But if you intend to use it around the home, your network, and you're just using, say, one laptop, and you don't ever want anyone else to join in, you can actually uncheck that, so you don't broadcast it at all. And your PC will remember its name, so they'll automatically connect, yet you don't actually have to broadcast the name. The next thing we're going to do is the security options, and it's already preset at the moment to WPA PSK, which is the one we want. WEP, wide equivalent privacy. That's an older one, which is easier to hack into if there's anyone snooping nearby. Hopefully there won't be, but just in case, you'll want to be using WPA. Or WPA2 if your router gives you the option. That's the standard these days. So WPA is the choice of security for us. We're going to give it a new password. And click Apply. Now we're all set and secured. But you can actually increase your security by going to the wireless station access list. This is simply a list of other devices which will have their own MAC addresses, which are simply identifiers for that product. So we're talking about laptops here that you might want to connect to your network, wireless printers, and any other devices like iPod Touches, etc., and things like that. You can actually give them a name, enter their MAC address, which is simply like an IP number, and then add them to your list. And once you've got a list together, those will be the only devices that your router will actually allow to connect to it. So along with a good password, this is the best way of really keeping your internet secure. So with your wireless up and running, hopefully you'll now be getting onto the internet and enjoying it using your wireless connection. But if you're having trouble with signals, you might want to actually change the channel that your router is broadcasting to actually get a better signal. So let's do that now. So we just go back to wireless settings, and you'll see channel there. It's set on number 9 at the moment, and to change that, it's just a drop-down list. And we're going to try a different one, 11, and see if that's any better. You can change this as many times as you like, of course, and it's worth trying it a few different times during the day when there's different routers on nearby, so you can actually work out what the best one is for you. So what we've actually done now is we've actually changed the SSID of our network to PCAnswers. We've given it a new password to log in. We can give that to any sort of family members or anyone else who wants to use the network. And we've also changed the channel to hopefully improve our signal. The other thing we need to do is actually reset the password for actually getting into the admin panel. Because again, as we were setting this up, it was simply admin and password, and that's easy to guess. So on this left-hand panel here, you can go to set password, and you'll be prompted to type the old one, which was simply password. And we'll choose a new one. You'll have to repeat it. and click apply. And there we go, we have a new password. And to verify this, we can actually log back out, restart our browser, 0.1. The username is still admin, but the password is now something different. And there we go, it works. It really is that easy. In just a few moments, we've changed our router name, the password for logging on, the password for the actual router admin panel, and we've also changed the channel to try and improve our signal. We hope it works for you.